The schedule for the Arizona Cardinals in 2025 can be broken down into three parts: easier, medium, difficult. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Alex Clancy here. Follow me on Twitter at Clancy's Corner. Follow the podcast at Locked On AZ Cards. Thank you for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen. Free wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Go to the YouTube channel. Search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. Almost about 100 away from 4,000. Spread the word. Tell your friends so they can also see me and as I spew things out of my big dumb face. The schedule is going to be so fun to witness in real time. It's going to be so fun to witness in real time. I discussed yesterday how this is kind of like the final boss for Kyler Murray and the Cardinals really haven't been able to perform the second half of all of the seasons since he's been drafted pretty much for some, form or fashion. This schedule is set up as such to where they could stack wins early, could get another chunk of wins in the second, third of the season, and then the murderer's row that everybody hoped wouldn't happen. It's happening, will happen weeks 13 through 18, 4 out of 6 games on the road against good opponents, tough places to play. And they play the Rams and the Falcons at home. Those are the other 2 games, weeks 13 through 18, the home games. So it's not going to be easy. And this is the best way to find out. This is the year of finding out. And this is the best way to find out. The same roadmap that we've seen over the last, a couple years where the Cardinals were not able to get it done. So I'm going to do weeks 1 through 6 in the first segment, weeks 7 through 12 in the second segment, weeks 13 through 18 in the third segment. And I brought props. Again, this is from Arizona Sports, 98.7. Okay, this is not my graphic. This is Arizona Sports graphic. They have a great graphic team over there. We have a great graphic team here too, but this is from them. So I want to give them their credit. So weeks 1 through 6, we start witnessing the Cardinals on the road in the Superdome against the Saints. Week 2 at home against the Panthers. Week 3 on the road against the 49ers. Weeks 4 and 5 at home against the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football and the Titans. And week 6 on the road in Indy against the Colts. You could see the Cardinals go 4-1 in these, or 4-2, 5-1 in these games. This is the stretch of the season where they play 4 teams with a quarterback that hasn't played that at most, going into their 3rd season at most. This is the stretch where they have, on top of that, they've got a quarterback who is going to his first year in Sam Darnold with the Seahawks, and then you've got the 49ers. We'll see what the 49ers are. This is the stretch of stacking wins. This is the stretch of seeing the ball go through the hoop, which is something that, while it will be easier to see this year compared to years past recently, it's still something to see aesthetically for pretty much a brand new organization. Like, that's really what they are on the field. It's a brand new team. The offense is pretty much running it back, but the defense specifically, it's brand new. It's brand new. Seeing a couple go through the net, especially against rookie second-year and third-year quarterbacks, where this pass rush and the defensive front as a whole can really get out and eat. It's going to be, and I use this term differently now, the proof of concept necessary to show how well-rounded this roster is. Not proof of concept like, 2 years from now when they've got a full roster. If this continues, future pacing things, we're in a different world now, baby. And this is the stretch. The first 6 weeks, this is the stretch where, if they, in the other side, I'm just going to mention this because, listen, we still got to see it happen. You can be excited, all those things. You'd expect things to be different. If there's some world where they go 3-3 or 2-4 in these first 6 weeks, everything that is being discussed will change. Do I think that's going to happen? No. Are they in a position to avoid that from happening? One of the strongest in quite some time. But this is the best thing that could possibly have happened for this team that is on the precipice of something you'd hope to be great. Getting some bunnies early. And every team in the NFL is good. They're full of professional athletes, the best in the world at their craft. So saying that the Cardinals, 6-0, 5-1. No, I'm they still got to play the games. Okay. So I'm not like in the moon or, in the stars and rainbows, like, 5-1, move on. Let's do a short segment here. It's going to be that. Not even close. Not even close. And maybe the two most important games are in weeks 3 and 4 on the road at Levi Stadium against the 49ers, and then a short week against Seattle at home on Thursday Night Football. Like, that's going to be kind of the pivot point, obviously, because it's sandwiched between weeks 1 and 2 and weeks 5 and 6, obviously. But it's also like, if they can go 2-0 in those games, it gives them a huge leg up in the NFC West. So the first 6 weeks have everything the Cardinals need, not only to act as a barometer check for especially the defense, but also can the offense take advantage of, some not like their improved defenses. The Panthers have an improved defense, an improved roster. The Seahawks have a good defense. The Titans defense is okay. The Colts defense always should be better than it is. And the 49ers defense is the 49ers defense. We'll see what happens. They missed some pieces. They lost some pieces this year. Realistically, I think that's 4-2. On the low end, 3-3. But the thing is, man, they've got to take advantage of this for these first 6 weeks and week 7 through 12 also, which we'll discuss in the next segment. But like, you need to get, especially with the 49ers having the easiest schedule known to man, and the Rams always doing Rams things, and the Seahawks winning 9 or 10 games every year. I know that people are like, win 10 games, make the playoffs. I think to win the division, you're going to have to get to 12. I think to make the playoffs, you're going to have to get to 11. The NFC West is like the AFC. Well, the NFC West and the NFC North, like, are 2 teams getting in from each division. All 4 teams in the NFC North are going to be vying for playoff spots. So does that mean only 1 spot will be available for the NFC West? I'll do a much more in-depth breakdown about that. I was going to do it next week. I might wait a little bit. But I promise, a little aside, just because I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, I will be getting the Locked On Wolverines host on next week to talk about Will Johnson. I'm going to fulfill that for you. Just schedule things happen, and then like actual scheduling, because, human beings, and then the schedule roll out. This is more important, more topical right now, but I will be getting you guys a Will Johnson news dump, as it were, like just about everything you need to know about the young man. The Cardinals need to win really realistically 4 games here if they want to set themselves up for that 11 or 12 win, mark that will get them into the playoffs. If you win 12 games, you're getting in. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day, week 7 through 12. Next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by the Game Time app. There's nothing like the NBA playoffs. Intensity, buzzer beaters, fans losing their minds. Like, fans' brains have melted over the last couple weeks. Last night, Denver Nuggets tying it up against OKC. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hurting his hand early and then getting 4 fouls I think it was in the first half. And then Jokic and Jamal Murray doing their thing. Like, dude, these playoffs have been absolutely insane. And with Game Time, you can make it fast and easy to get seats to plop your keisters in the building. Prices on the app actually drop closer to tip-off. And with killer last-minute deals, panoramic seat views, and no surprise fees, Game Time is a total game changer. The NFL schedule release just dropped. Obviously, we're talking about it. And you better believe I'm already looking at my fall calendar and picking which games to hit. Like, I'm looking on the road. I want to get out of town in Arizona for a while, go cover some games. There's going to be some great stuff. Maybe Houston, maybe Cincinnati late. Like, you can get it with the Game Time app. You'll find great seats for as low as $100 thanks to exclusive discounts. I mean, with the Game Time guarantee, your tickets are 100% authentic and will arrive on time, and you'll always get the best price with fees included. So what you see is what you pay. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. We're about 100 away from 4K. Would love to hit that before the season starts. If you want to go leave a review, where reviews are left, Apple Podcasts, whatever, you're welcome to. Everydayers, hey, the people I constantly call out, do your boy a solid. Go to Apple Podcasts, drop a 5-star on there. You can see, I've got some Ravens fans, Rams fans that just completely bludgeoned my score. And I listen, I don't, if you've been listening to me for 10 seconds, the score, the rating, the rank doesn't matter to me at all. I just want to be here to put out a good product that makes people think and treats them like adults. Week 7 through 12, this is the medium part. And notice during my cold opening, I said easier. It's never easy to win games in the NFL. Easier. This is medium. Okay. For those that aren't watching on YouTube or listening, week 7 at home against the Packers, bye week, week 8. And going back to what I was talking about, the bye week, you wanted weeks 8 through 11. Week 8 is on the lower side, but at least it's solid. It's not week 5. It's not week 13. Week 9 on the road in Dallas on Monday Night Football. Week 10 on the road in Seattle at Lumen Field. Week 11 at home against 49ers. Week 12 at home against the Jaguars. So this is the medium. Okay. Obviously, you get your bye week peppered in here, so there's only 5 games. Packers at home. Like, the Cardinals just used to win games against the Packers. It was the Chase Edmonds. I think it was a super ugly game, and he scored a touchdown. It was at Lambeau, and then they just last year was like the eye-opening moment of like, okay, got to pick it up here when they got embarrassed when they just played that. That may have been their worst played game of the season, and that's including the Seattle game on the road coming out of their bye week where they just forgot how to play football. But the Packers are tough, man. The Packers are tough. They added Matthew Golden. They've got a good defense. They've got Josh Jacobs. They got Jordan Love. They got a good offensive line. Like, that's going to be a smack in the face after playing the Titans and the Colts. You on the road to Indy, you come back and you play the Packers, then you have your bye week. So what you're hoping for before I get into the rest, like if the Cardinals go into their bye week 5-2, that's probably the best case scenario. Could I see them going 6-1? Sure. Could I see them going 4-3? Yeah. More realistically, it's I'm going back and forth between 5-2 and 4-3. Obviously, this is the way too early, but that's around the game. But listen, if you want to get to 12, you got to win 4 in each quadrant. So you got to win 4 in each third, I guess you could say. And that's including your bye week. So obviously you have one less game, week 7 through 12. Packers, that's a tough game at home. Okay. You go into your bye week, come out of your bye week, you have 2 road games. Cowboys, Monday Night Football. Kyler Murray plays pretty well in Dallas since he was born. Only since he was born has he played really well in Dallas, in Texas. We're going to know a lot more about the Cowboys, obviously, a month, 6 weeks in. They traded for George Pickens. They've got CD. You got Jake Ferguson. The run game is Javonte Williams. And they brought somebody else, Miles Sanders or somebody. I don't even know. They signed somebody else. It's not Locked On Cowboys. Check out Landon McCool and Marcus Mosier for that. And then you go on the road to Lumen Field and play Seattle for, the second time in 10 weeks. And then you're done with them. Playing on the road in Seattle is always weird. It's always weird. It's been weird since like 2014. It's always weird. These matchups are weird. Like the 49ers and Cardinals, the Cardinals have beat the 49ers a bunch lately. With Seattle, even if both offenses are really good and the defense is bad, it's a defensive game. It's the weirdest thing. But you go on the road against Seattle, and then, you've got the 49ers and Jaguars at home. So with this is the medium. Packers are tougher. Cowboys are tougher. Seahawks and 49ers are tough. Like, you get, through week 11, you're not playing the Seahawks and 49ers again, which is a trip. Like, that's an interesting little wrinkle into this. Like, That's why it's not spread out as much. And then you have, the Rams twice that I'll talk about next segment. And you got the Jaguars. Who the hell knows about the Jaguars? But like, say the Cardinals go 5-2 in the first 7 weeks. Say they go, I don't know, 4-2 in the first 6 weeks. You beat the Packers, 5-2 going into your bye, and then you've got those tough games. Like, can the Cardinals get to 8 wins through 12 weeks, including their bye? Can they go 8-3? That's the question. Can they go 8-3? Because if they're 6-5 through 12 weeks, obviously, again, because they had their bye, we're having different conversations because they're losing to teams they shouldn't be losing to, roster to roster comparison. They've got to have at least 7 wins through 12 weeks. They've got to be 7-4 through week 12. They've got to be 7-4. But you see the medium, easier, medium, difficult. Next, Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. So, as I'm looking through this schedule more and more, it's like, man, I know it says it's the 5th easiest schedule based upon last year's win-loss, which doesn't mean a whole lot. It's kind of means a little bit. I equate it to preseason college football rankings or college basketball rankings. It's like, what is that based on? Especially with NIL and transfer. It's like, who cares? I know it's recruiting class, and I know it's how they finished last year. But it's like, and then that's where the rankings start. It's like, why not play 5 games and then give a ranking? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But, whatever. It's better than the Cardinals playing the AFC North the entirety of the AFC North or something like that this year. And the end, like, at least they're only playing one NFC North team and one AFC North team. But here we go. Difficult. This is the murderer's row that I was hoping to avoid. Of course, ain't going to happen. Weeks 13 in Tampa Bay, Raymond James against the Bucks. Week 14 at home against the Rams. Week 15 on the road against Houston. Week 16 at home against the Falcons. And they finish the season week 17 in Cincinnati and week 18 at SoFi against the Rams. This is the tough one. 4 out of 6 on the road. The 2 home opponents are not going to be walkovers. And this is going to be... Now, all of these times can potentially change if the Cardinals, here's the thing. The one cool part about this, before I dive into how difficult how this is the most difficult part of the schedule, you could see truly 5 out of 6 of these games getting flexed if the Cardinals have a good record. Like, the Texans are probably going to win the AFC South. I mean, unless Jacksonville has a resurgence. We'll see what happens with the Bucks or Falcons. You'd expect either the Bucks or the Falcons to be the team that's atop the NFC South. The Bengals are going to be vying for the AFC North, and the Rams interdivisionally with the Cardinals is a good matchup. So, like, if the Cardinals are good, say like the Cardinals, are 8-4 or 8-3 going into week 13, all of those games can be flexed. Like, they're flexible. FLEX-ABLE. Not like malleable. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm here to help. Which is fun. And also pseudo terrifying. Not about the flexing, but about who they're playing. Playing in the morning slate against the Bucks is a very tough place to play. I think the last time they played Tampa Bay, it was the Christian Kirk 3-touchdown game. And they had just gotten Kenyon Drake. I think that's right. On the road. Because I know they played him on Christmas at home a couple years ago. That's a tough place to play. Then you have the Rams coming to town. That's a difficult matchup, even though their roster looks a little bit different. It's a difficult matchup. On the road in Houston, the Cardinals lost this game last year, or 2 years ago is when Kyler Murray had just come back. The Falcons, tough game. We'll see what they look like. They've got the offensive firepower. I mean, Bijan Robinson Drake London, Kyle Pitts. We'll see if Michael Penix is the dude there. And then, you've got the best 1-2 wide receiver punch in football with Joe Burrow in 17. And then you go to the Rams for week 18, which what could be playing for the NFC West. Like, it's crazy how split it is. Easy, medium, difficult. Easier, medium, difficult. Difficultest. And it's great. And it's great. And it's great. We want to see everything Kyler Murray and this team has, and it allows them the runway to stack wins early in case a falter happens against better teams. We don't know if the Rams are better. We don't know if the Seahawks are better. We don't know if the 49ers are better. We truly don't going into the season. There's so many moving parts, and they're different for each team. We don't know if Houston is closer to what they were last year or the year before. We don't know if Cincinnati's defense can stop anybody. We don't know if Michael Penix is good. We don't know if Baker Mayfield had just that year dropped from the heavens or if they are going to be better next year. Like, this schedule for the Cardinals, and I'm going to put the whole thing up right now, has a chance to be easier than it looks on paper. I don't think there's really a world where it can look more difficult. Like, the Saints are going to be bad. The Panthers are rebuilding, but they're going to be good. Like, Panthers are going to win more games than people think this year. The Titans are going to be bad. The Colts are going to be bad. The Jaguars aren't a good team. And what if the Bengals don't replicate? What if the Falcons, what if Michael Penix isn't great? What if CJ Stroud had a great rookie year and, he kind of comes back to earth even in year 3? What if Sam Darnold isn't the dude he looked like last year outside of a perfect situation? Like, if the Cardinals' trajectory moves towards what we think it's going to, and there's any sort of fracturing from teams that, have question marks surrounding them, like I suggested, the Seahawks, that's a big question mark. They only signed them to a 1-year. It was really a 1-year deal for a reason. I think it was 3-year, but they have an out after this year. Cam Ward, Anthony Richardson, or Daniel Jones. Bryce Young against this pass rush. Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck. The Cardinals need to get to 12 wins to make the playoffs. I'm going to do more. Maybe I'll do that Monday. That's it. 10 wins isn't going to get you there. 10 wins isn't going to get you there unless you win the division. But you're okay, the Cardinals win 10 games, they'll make the playoffs. I don't think so. 11, I think, is the lowest barrier. But we'll see. The schedule is the best setup, not only for the Cardinals to hopefully stack wins from weeks 1 through 12, but also find out exactly what this team is made of when push comes to shove, weeks 13 through week 18. And that's we could not ask for anything more going into a season where everything is on the line for Kyler Murray in the future. Locked on Cardinals, your team every day. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you on Monday.